Hello everyone, I'm Doris Olela. I'm a member of Africans Rising Movement for Unity, Justice, Peace and Dignity. As you can see, we are all gathered here to mark the African Liberation Week. We are promoting and advocating for borderless Africa, where we want Africa to be visa free. We don't need visas to travel to other African countries, yet it's our continent. So borderless Africa means that everyone can learn, earn and invest in our own continent. Africa is our agenda. Let's advocate for it because we are one. Afrika moja, Afrika huru. Afrika moja, Afrika huru. Thank you.
Afrika huru,
Afrika moja.
Sawa. Okay, my name is Samuel Omare. I'm also a member of Africans Rising, and I'm also the chairperson of Wahenga Youth Group. Today we are here at Jacaranda grounds celebrating Africa Liberation Week, which will culminate with the Africa Liberation Day on 25th of May 2025. Our agenda for the activity today is promoting a borderless Africa, where we want a united Africa with one currency, one passport, and without restrictions in doing trade, without restrictions in movement, and also partnering to make our continent great. Because these borders that were created in the Berlin Conference are not serving our people. They are here to divide our tribes, divide our countries, divide our people, promoting border conflicts, wasting a lot of time at the border, processing of goods that are very much needed in other countries to help, making the cost of travel across Africa to be very high, increasing insecurity because of the border areas. There is a lot of insecurity. So we are urging the governments of Africa to ensure that our country is open to the fellow East African countries and also to the other African nations. We are also advocating for the introduction of a single currency which is not pegged to the dollar, that is pegged to the gold, because Africa is rich in gold, Africa is rich in resources. That currency will help us to make trade with other continents and other nations. We also want Africa to be under one defense system, the security protocol, so that we may be able to stand up and defend ourselves whenever anybody is trying to fight us. You know, we want a united Africa where our children will grow freely, being able to move from Nairobi to Cairo, to Lusaka, to Accra, to Lagos, to Bujumbura, to Kigali, to Kinshasa. These are our great cities of Africa, and most of us have never even visited them. We only see them in pictures. Yet people come from outside the globe and they enjoy our continent. Yet we Africans, we are being charged ETA, visa fees, and air transport within our continent is very costly. It's easier for a Kenyan to go to Dubai than to travel across Africa. What a big shame, you know. We want our people to be united. We want our people to stand under one banner, the red, the black and green banner, which is a banner of the black people. We want our people to live under the Ubuntu system. We don't want them to be choked by capitalism. We want our people to grow and make it in our own continent without having to go and immigrate and die in the sea while trying to cross to Europe, or go to other countries there and be used as slaves in the Arab countries, in European and American countries. You know, we want our people to thrive in our continent and grow, and our children to live in a continent that is suitable for all of us. We thank Africans Rising for standing in solidarity with us, and also everybody today who has come and joined us in our activity today. We say Afrika moja,
Afrika huru.
Viva Africa, viva.
Viva.
Forward with Africa, forward.
Forward.
Thank you.
Then before you finish, I have one question.
Yeah.
What inspired you, all of the youth, what inspired all of you to start the Borderless Africa movement?
Africans Rising is the one that we are members of, and is the one that brought up this idea when we were at the All Africa Members Assembly in Arusha in 2022. And we as Wahenga Youth, we decided to join the campaign as volunteers, and we have been very active in collecting signatures and ensuring that members of our community and members of our country are aware of this campaign. We have been using our murals, we have been using music, we have been holding different activities since 2022 during the Africa Liberation Week to keep pushing and sharing this idea of borderless Africa. So we thank Africans Rising for sharing or coming up with this idea, not the organization but the members, because Africans Rising is a member-driven organization.
I have another question. According to the previous events that happened last week, but one, we saw African youth stood out to support their leader, Ibrahim Traoré. Do you think it's a good move for Africa to follow the lead of Ibrahim Traoré?
Okay. Viva Ibrahim Traoré, viva!
Viva!
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the people of Burkina Faso for protecting their leader, who is the current lion of Africa, because he's a young boy. He took leadership as a youth, and he's a very good example to the African people, a very good example to other African leaders, because he's putting his people first. He's not putting the foreign interest first. He's ensuring that all the resources of his country first benefit the people of Burkina Faso before the exploiting countries come and enjoy our African products at cheap prices. Gold should be refined in Africa. Oil should be refined in Africa. Uranium should be utilized in Africa. So I think Ibrahim Traoré is a good example to all the African leaders, and even here in Kenya, our leaders should take a page out of his book and try to follow his ideology of putting the people first. The farmers, he's putting the farmers first, ensuring that the tractors enough are there for helping them in the planting season. And also, he's continuing with the spirit of the great Thomas Sankara. Long live Thomas Sankara, long live.
Long live.
Long live Thomas Sankara, long live.
Long live.
Yes.
Okay, another question. We saw the AFRICOM commander, lately, he was accusing Ibrahim Traoré of protecting himself using the Burkina Faso squad. What's your take on that?
They have been killing us Africans using our resources. They have been mining our gold and using it to shoot us. Is it wrong for us to protect ourselves using our own resources? How many times have you had attempted assassinations on Captain Ibrahim? They have been always trying to assassinate him day and night. We urge our people to use all our resources, not only the gold, but the oil, the uranium, the copper, the cobalt, the food, the water, the trees, everything in Africa we will use to protect ourselves and our leaders who are caring for us. Because if we take care of our leaders, the leaders will take care of us. In actual fact, Traoré is not using the resources to protect himself, but to make his country better. We know the playbook of AFRICOM. That is how they came for Gaddafi. But we were fools then. But right now we know they have tricks, trying to demonize our leader so that they may get a chance to assassinate him. So we will not allow their ideologies to come. We first say US military bases in Africa should be all removed and taken back to USA, because we as Africans, we don't have a military base in Europe. We don't have military bases in USA. So why are they very much interested in our continent and trying to interfere with our internal affairs? We are condemning their interference, and we are saying no to that, and they should. It's the high time that they let us govern ourselves and lead ourselves.
Okay, we've seen many African leaders, like the current president of Kenya, William Ruto. They are criticizing Ibrahim Traoré because of his take on. They are calling him. He entered through a coup d'etat. Is that wrong, or what is your take on that? According to how they talk about him.
Okay. Fighting against an illegal system or deposing an illegal system is not a coup d'etat. It's giving the power back to the people. So Ibrahim Traoré reclaimed the people's power and he brought it back to the people. So we are urging other leaders to not believe or other African people. Democracy is not our solution as Africans. We as Africans, we would like our leaders to work for us, and even they can rule us forever. We are not saying that democracy is bad, but it has proven not to work in many countries, and it has been a system of looting. Because the leaders enter there for 5 or 10 years, everybody steals what they want and they go away. But if you remember, in our African tradition, we used to choose a king who loved his people. And so long as the king was in leadership, he would live there even until to death. But currently, we don't trust these leaders. That is why we have to change them. But if we find good leaders like Ibrahim Traoré, we will allow them to lead us until our continent reclaims back its glory.
As a youth who is in a country where the president was ranked the second top most corrupt president in the whole world, will you face a political backlash according to your stand? Your stand is like the stand of Ibrahim Traoré. You are talking about borderless Africa. Your president, who was ranked the most top 2 corrupt in the whole world, does not support the borderless Africa. How will you survive with this? Will you face backlash or will you have support?
Our president has been abusing us every day. He has been throwing backlash at the young people. He has been ignorant to the people. He does not care about our ideas. So we are not like surprised, because we are not, even we do not like expect him to like join us in solidarity, because he is not a true leader. He's just a puppet. So we know how puppets act. He's being controlled by the World Bank, the IMF, the Chinese powers, the European powers, and we do not trust him. So even if he does not support us, we already declared our stand earlier. We say that we do not like his government, and we have even went to the streets last year to protest against his leadership. So we do not expect him to support us, but we only need him to change his attitude and listen to the people, the way President Ibrahim Traoré is listening to his people, to work for the people, not to amass wealth for himself. For example, the Captain Traoré earns the salary of a military captain, while our president recently, it was said, is a trillionaire in Kenya shillings, a dollar billionaire. How can we like be on the same page with that kind of person? He's among the people that we don't want to be associated with. He's an imperialist puppet, he's a looter, he's a criminal, and he's an oppressor of the young people of Kenya, and we do not condone his method of leadership and how he handles the people of Kenya.
According to his beliefs, he has been believing that Kenya cannot survive without loans and the foreign aid. Do you think, according to your perspective, is this guy right, or this guy is just doing something that we don't understand?
First of all, I'd like to say to you, Kenya has no debt. All the foreign aid that they usually take, it is usually looted even before it reaches our country. The remaining percentage that reaches our country is also looted by the colleagues and the friends of those people. So, as a true Pan-Africanist, I believe that we do not need foreign aid to sustain our continent or to make Africa go forward. Look at what Comrade Ibrahim Traoré is doing. He refused to pay all the debts that the French people were like he owed to the French people. So we are saying all African people should take that route and say we are not going to pay any more debts, we are not going to take any more debts, and we are not selling any raw materials to foreign people. They only need to take finished goods from Africa at global prices, not lower than the average, that the recommended market prices. So we are saying we should utilize our resources as Africans, and they are the ones who should come, in fact, and borrow from us, because we have all the gold, we have all the oil, we have all the food. Yeah.
Okay, we have seen his close ally and a friend called Tinubu, the current president of Nigeria. He has paid all the debts. And here in Kenya, we have been told that we still have debts, foreign debts. So what's your advice to your president? Because his friend, closest friend, Tinubu, has paid all the debts. So what's your advice to your president?
I advise our president to go for all the loot that has been stolen here in Kenya. All the monies that have been stolen by his friends and his colleagues, and also his enemies. He should go back and reclaim all that money, use that money where it was supposed to be used.
Offshore money.
Yeah, even all the money that is in offshore accounts, that is invested in Kenya, that is invested in Dubai, in Cayman Islands, all those Panama places, Switzerland banks, Swiss accounts. We are saying all those money should be repatriated back here to Africa, and that money will be enough to solve over 70% of our problems as Africans. So we don't need to go and borrow. Borrowing is shameful to you. It makes you lack dignity. It makes you being used, being abused, being taken like a fool, being put in buses when you're going abroad for seminars. So these leaders should be, these leaders should focus on reclaiming the wealth that was stolen, and we will not need to borrow even a single cent. Actually, we will be supporting the global powers with food, labor, oil, gold, cobalt, uranium. I cannot finish the list.
Okay, the last question that I have for you is, you as young youths that have just decided to organize a Borderless Africa movement, how long do you want to do this, the movement? And to what extent will you reach with this your movement? Is it just a trial and error movement, or what is it?
We will not stop until we achieve a borderless Africa. So it's not like a thing it's not a passing wind, you know. We are here to stay until every black man is liberated, even in the diaspora. You know, we have our brothers in the Caribbean, in the Americas, you know. Yeah, so we are saying Africa for Africans until we liberate ourselves. So we will not stop until Mama Africa is free from the chains of the Berlin Conference.
Hi guys. Hi. Yeah, I am. My name is Mike. My name is Mike. Yeah. You have heard my brother. He has put everything across. If you have ears and eyes, you have heard. Even our president himself, whatever he is, it's been criticized by every person, even the small people like us. The government officers, I don't know, what about 2027? If you can see what's happening in your country, we have to be people of change. We have opened our eyes. It's time to fight for ourselves. We fear nothing. We have to give what entertain us, not the others. We have been choosing them. They are making Kalongo now. I don't know which kind of government we have in Kenya. I've never seen kind of government like this one. It's shameful to see even the church. The church itself is crying. People of God are crying. Africans are crying. Kenyans are crying. Now, where are we now? Look at this Jacaranda. Look here. People are crawling there. They don't know where to head. These are young people crying for their souls to see if the current government, can see what's happening in Kenya. And maybe we are so learned, guys. We don't make noise here. We don't give across the facts and the truth. Okay, very bad. Okay, but we have to change. May God bless Kenya. Amen.